So today we're gonna be talking about health and wellness. And Lena came up with this idea because, look, I mean, we need to take care of our health. You know,
Yes.
we're in times now. It's just anything can mess you
Anything
up,
can
and
happen,
anything can
yeah.
happen. I
So
mean,
it's better to be skinny.
no, it's not even skinny.
No.
It's about fit,
Oh,
being healthy.
okay.
No.
You know, eating right.
No, it's
Okay.
about making the best version of yourself.
Oh,
Okay.
Making
Well,
the
okay,
best
check.
version of yourself.
He
Okay.
checked us.
Right.
The best version of yourself.
Okay.
So that means we can't be stressing talking about we on a diet. We
Right,
trying to
no
lose some
diets.
weight. No, we shouldn't even be thinking of it like
No,
that.
you can't.
Okay.
You have to think of it like this. Any discipline that you apply with your daily living, if it's in your career or fitness or family, it takes structure,
Okay.
information, data to understand what we're doing. So the thing is, understanding what you're eating, how you're eating,
Right.
what fits you.
Okay.
You know, but fitness is for everyone.
Okay. So first, we want to let y'all know this is Train with James. He is your expert. He is on Instagram, Facebook, and he also trains in person. You do virtual?
I don't do virtual training.
Okay.
South Minneapolis, Los Campeones Gym, my contract. I'm my own business, Train with James MN LLC. If
Okay.
you're looking to look different, work different, feel good about yourself, I'm a trainer that motivates you. I believe in the people.
Yes, you do. Where does that
Yeah.
energy come from? Was
Me-
you always like that?
I've always had ADHD. Hyper.
Yes. Okay.
I've been full of energy,
Okay.
but now as I get older, I understand how to harness it.
Okay.
You-
Okay.
You know,
And so, wait, have you ever had someone that you trained that was like real low and quiet and scared, and you had to really work to pull it out of them?
it went two ways. I've had men and women who were very quiet, introverts inside themselves that didn't like all that rah-rah,
Right.
and they leave. That's the realness of fitness because
Okay.
a service that I give, everybody have a choice of what type of trainer that they want to hire and who they want to deal with.
Right.
But for me, I'm a different type of fire. If you're looking for a trainer who's going to push you outside your comfort zone,
Right.
get you the results you deserve when you put your hard work in, train with James and Men, I'm that man. I'm going to get you there.
Okay.
Some people can't understand or comprehend the energy that I have, but anybody who's trained with me over the last 11 and a half years, they know results are coming if you
Right.
listen to everything I have to say.
Yes.
Because with my training, there's no democracy. It's a dictatorship. Until you understand how that's what you hired me for.
Oh yeah.
So
Okay.
if so what if you have
Closer to the mic.
what do you have for like baby mamas? We'll start there, right? They're just having a baby, they're just coming out of pregnancy, and they're like immediately they want to get snatched back, right? What would be a first? I'm not gonna say diet because you guys said don't say diet, right? Okay, so what would be the first
Healthy way of eating?
Healthy way of eating, yes.
First, I believe is, okay, it depends on the individual. The mother, is she going through postpartum? We don't understand.
Right.
We don't know all the moms. We don't know if they're stressed out.
Right.
And it's normal for women to go through postpartum
Right.
after having a baby, feeling down and out. But women who are not experiencing that type of ailment, not saying that, let me say ailment, normality, a normality of how I'm gonna say
Hormonal
this.
change.
Yeah, hormonal change, a natural a natural hormonic change because of having a baby.
Right.
Women go through ups and downs, like, feeling bad. But I've had women who put their mind to it, call me, and they get right to it.
Okay.
A client of mine is like a friend and a sister named Tremonda. She started with me at 255 pounds.
Whoa.
In 8.5 months, she's down 53 pounds. She looked marvelous.
Wow.
When she came in, she couldn't last 5 minutes with training with James.
Wow.
Now she's addicted to the movement.
Oh
And what the
yes.
thing about it is, anyone can tell somebody to do an exercise, rep this out, squat that, run that.
Right.
I really believe that you have to have a connection with people.
Right.
You really have to have compassion and a
Right.
drive to bring the best out of somebody else. That's how God designed us to be. Me to bounce energy off you. You bounce your energy off me.
Right.
It can be negative, it can be positive. But the beautiful thing about it, if someone believes in your movement, it's gonna be a beautiful thing.
Right.
As a trainer, you gotta respect women boundaries,
Right.
motivate them, and also willing to push them.
Okay.
I've been at all aspects of training. I've been a trainer that wanted to date the girls and it didn't go right in my younger years, 11 years. It was horrible. I'm just keeping it 1,000.
Yes, that's what we want right here.
Keeping it 1,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it came to a point where my mentor, Carla Regato, who introduced me to fitness, physiology, and kinesiology, who paid for my degrees,
Okay.
taught me, are you going to be a gigolo or are you going to be a trainer? What are you going to give people?
Exactly.
Right.
And it made me look at myself in a different way. And then I have daughters now.
Right.
So I act different than I was when I was in my 30s and in my 20s now. So I know that this is a business, and I know that my name is stamped on this. So if I'm selling a product, I want people to respect it. So before you can get respect for your product, your brand got to be solid, and people got to respect it. And you only get that when you respect people.
Right.
So my thing is, my goal is to push people out their comfort zones, help them believe and see their own personal vision. What happens to us on social media, we see so many fit people put together, and it makes you feel that it's unrealistic to feel good about yourself.
Right.
So what I do, I'm doing a reality fitness, and what that is, I want the baby mama, the cousin, the sister, the business black woman, and I'm not this. Don't get me wrong, I train a lot of Caucasians, but the thing is, and the fact is, we have no people of color who really can show us how to do it. Someone who specifically can target us. So what I want to do is teach people of color the importance about not dieting, but eating correctly.
Right.
Challenging hypertension, diabetes, heart disease that run rapidly in our community.
Right.
Also, fitness is a way to relax your mind, help you sleep, stress reliever. And I believe that's my goal. I found fitness inside a cage, incarcerated.
Right.
And it helped me many times when I was angry and frustrated, calisthenics and running and jogging. But also working the most two powerful muscles in your body, your heart and your mind. Getting close to God, understanding that I made a mistake, understanding that God forgives you for everything you do,
He does.
and have compassion.
Right.
Second is to work on my brain, to challenge it, educate myself to the first degree. I'm using ebonics terms, but you know what I'm saying? To push myself to be the best person I actually can be.
Right.
And
so do you think that if you never would have been incarcerated, do you think that you would have never did it?
In tune with exercise.
You would have never been a trainer. Like, do you think that's the route you would have went? What route outside of training do you think that you would have went?
I'll probably be dead or in a federal penitentiary for the rest of my life.
Really?
Because mostly all the people I grew up with are dead or in jail.
Right.
This is just a fact.
Yeah, it's a fact.
I'm not pump faking. I'm not glorifying criminality.
Okay.
But I come from that.
Right.
I was birthed into it.
Yes.
Anyone know me? I'm a real Franklin Avenue, Chicago Franklin before there was a 10s and a 20s.
Right.
I was out there when it was just GDs and Vice Lords, Bogus and Family Mob. These are the 90s.
Yeah.
When you couldn't even, with our neighborhood in the 90s, you couldn't walk down there if you didn't know nobody down there. And if you did come, beware of some danger is gonna come.
Right. Somebody gonna step up to you and say where you from and who you are.
Well,
you ain't supposed to be over here.
You ain't supposed to be over here.
You ain't, no.
And anybody with common sense back in them days, we're not glorifying criminality. It was a brotherhood. It was a sisterhood.
Yeah.
Right.
You wouldn't even want to come down there if you didn't know nobody. If you didn't know nobody down there back in them days.
Yes.
It was a code.
Yes.
But now these young babies don't have a code.
No, they don't.
We failed them. Our generation failed them.
Yes, we did.
I truly
But
believe
you
that.
know, you know
Why?
what?
I really believe that
Are we in tune too much to trying to be their friend?
I think it's because some of us did go to jail, or some of the ones that we did hang with end up passing away or dying.
Right.
So there was nobody else to pick up the slack, maybe, to take care of them and pull them by their bootstraps and tell them the real, or even show them different.
Okay.
I mean, as far as our kids, they're pretty good kids for us to have been away.
Right.
Really good kids.
Right.
As far as I know of.
Yeah, but
I think because
the
grandparents
grandparents are the ones that raised
stepped
them,
up.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So what about the ones that are in the I was about
That's
to say
in
nursing
that
home.
the
he's
field.
talking about. That's in the field out there. She said that is true.
True,
Too
yes.
bad he's not in the ATL. While Benita said, "Too bad you're not in Atlanta training her. She want to train her."
She would have trained.
But yeah,
I'm honored.
but the
Thank
ones,
you.
but the ones that are out there really bad
Uh-huh.
on drugs and doing crazy stuff.
Right.
Okay, I don't want to cut you off. I have a thought just popped in my head. This is, I'm gonna say my part, how I feel as a black male
You let 'em
in my
down.
40s, incarcerated, making bad choices. I know for a fact the younger black males had no role models. When we grew up, we respected our elders.
Right.
We live in a time where the youngsters do not respect our
No.
elders because the way we carry ourselves.
No.
You have the older black men trying to act like the younger guys. They dress like them, they talk like them.
Right.
So when you tell them old stories, young dudes are like, I don't want to hear none that you talking about.
Right.
We in the field right now. We acting out right now.
Right.
But
Yeah.
there are some young brothers, if you tell them if you give some good information where you have to be receptive at the same time and process the information that they're giving you, that's being receptive.
Right.
They tell you about their trials and tribulations, what they've been through. The only thing you can preach to a younger guy if he see you doing it, because they're going to call you on your BS. They're going
Right.
to call you on it.
Right.
So you have to be a person that came from the field, went through some hard times,
Right.
and maybe you can reach a few of them.
Right.
But a lot of them got to learn off trials and tribulations.
Yeah.
You know, God says people come to him not when they're fit, but when they broke into their last component of who they
That's
are.
true.
When they
Down
broke
in
in.
the
A lot of these young
butter,
babies, I hate to say it, some of them don't get a chance to go to get to come to the throne
Right.
and physical. They go to the afterlife because they make bad choices and they be killed.
Right.
Some of
Yeah.
them make
But
a
some
bad
of them
choice.
want to die though.
Yeah, there's some
That's
of them go to
their
prison for
choice.
life.
Yeah.
Because we had, back to what I wanted to say again, we forgot men my age, we didn't nurture them.
Right.
So we live it. Listen to this. We come up in an era in the crack cocaine epidemic. You know
Right,
how
at the
serious that
beginning,
was?
yeah.
How
Right.
serious that was?
Yeah, I remember.
Crack cocaine, it destroyed. It went through like there's nothing in the history of America,
drugs.
a drug that destroyed black people like crack
Like
did.
crack
Right.
Now,
cocaine.
you
Yeah.
remember addicts had babies in the 90s, in the
Yep,
late
and
80s.
yep.
So these late 80s,
88,
90s.
89,
Now
90.
this is real, and I'm not taking no shots at people that's suffering from drug addiction.
Right.
But remember, they were using drugs with some of these kids.
When they're
Right.
pregnant.
So when you use alcohol and drugs, it become part of your DNA.
Yeah.
Right.
So the brokenness, the pain inside the DNA that we going through our struggle,
Right.
mamas and daddies not being there, the kids seeing that.
Right.
That's why our kids they don't feel any empathy today, and that's our job to give back.
Yeah, we have
is
to.
give them to show them empathy again. They don't understand
It
what empathy.
seems-
They becoming sociopaths. If you really look at
Yeah.
And it seems like now that the kids like have a triple dose of things. They have the crack. Well, I don't hear as many crack stories.
No,
but,
it's more of a heroin and
heroin,
meth,
the Percocets,
Molly.
Molly.
The Molly.
Oh God.
ecstasy
the
is coming back.
cocaine and X, like, and then they have the cocktails, right? Mm-hmm. That they use all of that together, and so now they're even saying that there's fentanyl even on weed,
In a lot of the stuff. Yeah.
right? And so they have all these things and that's a coping mechanism for them, right? To use all those drugs. They're not listening they don't want to hear you giving them, inspiration or telling them how much they're worth, right? That they're,
But you know,
worth more than what they're doing to their body, right? They don't
we
really
have
want to hear that.
But they don't. We don't care if they don't want to hear it. But we
Still
one
have to
day,
implement it.
We have to implement it, and we have to stand on it. And we
Right.
have to keep showing them love because every suffering addict or suffering addict, alcoholic. One time when they was broken, somebody kept telling them that they loved them.
Yeah.
They
Right.
woke up and seen the light. And with
And
these
they-
babies, it's, maybe it might take a jail cell. Maybe it might take one of them to get shot one time to say, hey, this ain't what I want to do.
Right.
God forbids any of that type of trials and tribulations to happen to anybody. But
Right.
this is the reality of the world that we live in. This can happen. So for me, I can talk all day, but I want my nieces and my nephews and young brothers from the streets to say that who know me, people who really know me, the change is, you can tell people all day, I'm a bunny rabbit, but if people really see you a cobra, they say he really a snake. He ain't no bunny rabbit. But I'm a bunny rabbit. I can tell you all day that I'm a bunny rabbit.
Right.
But you like, man, you ain't no bunny rabbit. You a cobra. The thing about it is, if you want to be a vision of light to somebody, you gotta lead by example.
Yeah.
And that's why, and you can't get bougie. Some people change and they get bougie. They think they better than everybody. Like, nah, I'm cool.
Right.
And
money tends to.
And I tell people in fitness, some people who train, I'm gonna tell you, why a lot of people don't like to go to the gym because they feel intimidated by something. I hear a lot of women talk like, say, man, she looks like this. But do you know some of the people that's in the gym are the most shallowest people you ever want to meet? Some of them are broken, and the only thing that they got going on for them is my abs and my chest, my legs. Look at me. Look at likes. They really broken people, but they just found a defense mechanism to put up their front.
With everything.
Right.
Now back to what I was saying. People are intimidated going to the gym. That's why I like getting sisters that's career orientated. I like the big boned sisters. The
So you can
sisters
see
who
a difference.
Yeah, I want to see people change. I want real people training with James. I want real people going who have husbands and wives and or significant others or partners. Whoever choose to train with me, I want to be around real people and I want to help them change. I don't want nobody to feel disrespected or disregarded or like I don't want to be here.
So going back to what she mentioned, when did you figure out that you wanted to use exercise, and when did you figure out that exercise was going to be your job, your entrepreneurship skill, that you was going to take it seriously? When did you figure that out?
Business.
How I figured that out? I never figured it out. God gave it to me. See, I didn't find fitness. Fitness found me. When I was incarcerated, I've trained a lot of people. From GDs, Vice Lords, Mickey Cobra, Stones, Bloods, and Crips. Now listen to this. Now the back end, I've had some good black men in these organizations teach me how to train, spend time with me, made me go to school. Back in those days when I got locked up, everybody had these stories about booty bandits. You don't got to do that in there because there's so many gay dudes in there if you want to act out like that. I'm not knocking nobody who is. If that's what you want to do. But God blessed me to be with some black men who were strong and were powerful and they loved me and they cared for me. And I took everything that I learned from each group of these men, from GDs, Vice Lords, Mickey Cobra, Stones, BDs, and Bloods, and Crips, and my homies, and I implemented it inside Train with James. So I constructed a fitness program called Southside Being Training.
Wait a minute. So you got all those gang people affiliated together to train with
I had all types of guys training with me.
See? And from different sets and different gangs.
Because
that's a good thing.
Wow, that's powerful.
When you're broken, this is a fact. Anyone who knows me from Minneapolis, I'm from the town. I've always been a people's person. That's in me. That's always been in me. Right. And I don't have no tough guy stories to tell you about when I was incarcerated because I wasn't on that type of movement.
Right.
But I had some guys with me that was about that. If you know, I've had, listen to this, I've had all type of brothers, dark skin, light skin, goons who loved me. I got that respect with them. It wasn't being no tough guy. It's being genuine.
Yeah.
And when people know you're a genuine person, see, people who tough, men who carry themselves with proper etiquette and smile and laugh, don't take that as a sign of weakness.
No.
Right.
I had some brothers that was with me, all types of brothers who loved me and cared for me. And also Detroit boys, let me forget that.
Right.
Brothers from Detroit who was go-getters, boxers. I've been around some real goons.
Right.
And I've had arguments with men in jail and my people would look.
And that's all they had to do was look.
Like, it's time for him to go to sleep. I know.
Go to sleep, yes.
Why?
Yes, that's what they call them.
Not me. They put you to sleep. The guys I ran with, they put people to sleep.
Right.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
So
they tuck them in their bed.
But the thing about it is, I found out when people respect you, you never put people in harm's way.
Right.
If you can talk it out.
Right.
And I've always been that type of man. Even when I was in there, if I got into it, I had a few squabbles. That's part of the game of being in a place like that. But I wasn't known for that.
Right.
I was a tutor in GED. I helped brothers, and I wanted to give back. And that's what I wanted to do, and I was respected. When I left, people was like, man, go ahead. And my people, they friends and family that's incarcerated right now, people who know me, they say, man, hey, 6 Minutes was a good dude. I don't glorify criminality. I don't never want to be that. I don't want to hurt black people. I don't want to do it.
Yeah, so like, a lot of people, recidivism rate is high. So you've seen people go and come and go. When was your breaking point to say you wouldn't go back?
when I was incarcerated, I went in. My mother was 49 years old, and I got out when she was 62. That was a reality check for me.
Right.
When friends and family I grew up with was killed, that was a reality check for me. One day I was in this drug diversion program for treatment called Triad Drug Diversion It was a behavioral modification treatment for inmates to target why inmates have a criminality. To challenge your criminality. Why do we do the things we do?
Yeah, your
what
criminal
are our
mind.
core beliefs? And it was a racist white woman that was our therapist, and she gave me the reality check I never heard in my life. I used to tell her, I said, I hate prison. I hate prison. And she looked me in my eyes one day and she told me, she said, Robert James, in order for you to never come back here, you can't just hate prison or hate me. You're going to have to hate some shit about yourself and change it.
Whoa.
Ooh, that's
Whoa,
deep.
Crushed the shit, crushed me. Like,
Deep.
she said, so you hate the shit? It's you. You brought you here.
Oh.
I'm just doing my job.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
huh.
Do you ever hear you ever hear from her or see what
No,
she's
but I
doing
remember
now?
that. She checked me with the reality of the words.
Right.
And I told her, I said, you're right. I have to challenge my thinking. So I made a
Right.
choice. So I made a choice. I could have sold dope. I could have did a lot of bad movements. But I really believe this. When I got on my knees and I asked God to help me, I'm not no perfect man. I
Right.
don't have everything pegged out.
Right.
But one thing that's perfect about me, I know how to get on my knees and talk to the Almighty.
Amen.
Right.
I know how to wake up every morning and pray for my enemies, people who don't like me. See, I'm
That's
a different
right.
type of energy. It's not cocky. They say he's cocky, he's arrogant. I'm not that. I'm just a believer of the way. I know the comprehension of what I am. I
Right.
know the trenches that I come from. A lot of guys couldn't walk 10 miles in my shoes.
Right.
And that's okay. Everybody got their own struggle.
Right.
But this struggle for me, God woke me up and brought me back. And once I gave back that 13 and a half years on my case, I wanted to be somebody different.
Someone
That's
just
what
said, do the gang members in different sets know that they were training with their rivals? Did you have a breakup fights? Did you have to break up fights, bring people from different sets together in the name of fitness?
Okay, yes. But once you establish, I had some brothers, again, I had some brothers that I was training with that loved me. GDs, Vice Lords, Stones that loved the movement. Older brothers that loved the movement.
So they didn't mind being
So if
around
you
each
had,
other.
so if it's 20 of us training,
Right.
20 of us training inside a prison yard, it's gonna be proper conduct. It's not that type of place out here. Usually when guys don't got firearms and they see real men, they kind of buckle down.
Right.
You only get a few men who can do the gun violence with the fist fights. You got some brothers out here that's like that.
Right.
You got some brothers that gonna dance with you in the cell,
Right.
Right.
and they'll dance with you in the streets with the firearms.
Right.
Right.
But I'm not taking no shots. I'm telling you my opinion, what I've seen. A
it's
lot of
facts.
guys who play with those pistols are not that same type of guy when they incarcerated.
Right.
No.
You hear me? So when you show them, I've seen a guy who pretend to act tough, and I comfort them when I tell them, young brother, we like the way you train, bro. We want to get in, yo.
Right.
We be on Moose Lake on the yard. I said, all I ask you to respect another man.
Yeah.
I had some high powered thugs, like 1-9s, 30s bloods, 10s. I met a lot of these young brothers while I was in the Bing.
Right.
And you think they care about me telling them some stories about some violence?
No.
They was living that.
Okay.
But what they say, like,
Exactly.
what can I do to change? I want to change.
Yeah.
So I was leading by example. And it was a way for me to get through my bid. Yeah, you get a few brothers who be like, man, I don't like him because of that. And the older brothers, everybody had protocol to somebody to look up to. I had a lot of big homies, not from the same set that I was from.
Right.
GDs, Vice Lords, Mickey Cobra, some brothers, Traveler, Vice Lords that I looked up to, black men who showed me a lot. And I
Right.
respected their number on who they was.
Right.
It was a man thing. When it comes down to a man thing, you're going to respect it. So when I seen brothers that had a problem with it, another brother, I say, hey, if you want to train here, you gonna leave whatever you got at the door. And
Right.
we gonna do this here.
Right.
And it'll surprise you how many brothers. Now don't get me wrong, it got friction, but the places I was is in medium facilities.
Right.
See, when you behind the wall, they dance and act out.
Right.
Rush City, Stillwater, Oak Park, they act out.
Right.
But in places like medium facilities, 9 times out of 10, those guys want to go home.
Yeah.
Right.
They got
Yeah,
boot
they trying to go
camp,
out.
work release. So they like, I'll leave it on the streets. And so the thing is, you want to make, when you see brothers in there admiring a movement you're doing, it's nothing I made up. This ain't nothing I made up.
Right.
I just critiqued it.
Did you find being in the Bing that education was pretty, like taking educational classes and stuff like that, pretty, good for you? I mean, were you able to take those
Yes.
classes and stuff?
How did you balance the cat classes with the training? How did you do that?
This is how it is. You can't go to the gym unless you go to school or work inside incarcerated. It's mandatory for you to have a job, and it's mandatory to go to school.
Okay.
Yes,
One thing I like about Minnesota DOC, when I was coming up here, you know, I got my GED in 1993 when we used to go to work WOC, Working Opportunity Center. So I've always can read and write. That's just one of my strong suits. But once I got into place, the belly of the beast, higher education courses were free.
Yes.
From South Central Technical College in Faribault, Minnesota, I did small business management, hermeneutics, the study of the Bible, IFI, Inner Training Freedom Initiative, biblical courses that cost $80,000 on the streets. They give it to you. That's one thing Minnesota does. You know, they educate. They will educate you if you're willing to learn.
Right.
They just took higher education out of prisons probably like 5 years ago up here.
Why?
Oh, why?
Because they
Funding.
because they want you to come back. We need slave workers.
Yeah.
We need workers. You keep making bad choices. They
And
broke
the federal
me.
system is still there. They don't have they didn't have the college. They took the college. They used to have college at Century College, right? You could get all your credits in the from Century.
Okay.
No matter where you were. They had it to where
courses?
any course, right?
Yeah.
As long as it was offered online, right? And any state that you was in the feds,
nice.
They had a sister college that would accommodate whatever state you were in. So ours was Century College for the state of Minnesota. I was in Texas. I took courses for business management in Texas, but it was from Century College here. So
nice.
I have so many credits. And I'm glad that I'm talking to you about that because I need to go back and see how many or what is like, because you know they have lifetime credits and then they have the ones that
fall off.
Yeah, the ones that fall off.
Every semester fall off if you don't use them.
Every so many years, I think.
They definitely use the term of if you don't use it, you lose it. So, going back now, so take us back to your mindset, so you can compare the two of when you first came in, right before the fitness, and when you're James, when you first walking in the door. Let's say your first, your very first 24 hours
Being incarcerated.
Being incarcerated.
I was scared, nervous, don't want to see the wrong people.
Right.
And, you know, because the truth is, when you go in a place like that and you're active in the streets, you got some ass kickings coming.
Right.
You know, if you, because
did you fight back then?
I had a few fights, but I'm going to tell you this. Everybody you're incarcerated with is people you know. If you ain't seen them in a long time,
that's where they at.
That's where they at. And the beautiful thing about that, I know it's crazy, but, you know, some of the most protective people over me was?
What?
It was the addicts.
Oh, yeah.
It was smokers. The dope fiends the most toughest. I'm going to tell you this. The dope fiends are the most toughest ninjas inside the Bing.
Yeah.
And if you think you're wrong, because when they're on drugs, they're timid and they're broken.
Right.
When they get in there, they get their health back and they be all right. And they remember, if you was one of them, I was one of them young brothers when I was out there, I've always respected. We used to have people run crack for us. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
And this ain't it was degrading them now that I look back on it.
Right.
But
it was
those
a trust
times
thing.
when I trust and they see you, they like call you nephew. What up, nephew?
Right.
6 minutes out here, let's run with him.
Right.
He gonna take care of us.
Right.
And I treated people with respect when I was on the streets. So when I came in and I seen people I know like regulator Speedy.
Yeah.
What's 6? You all right? I said, oh Jesus, thank God. I know this.
He was young then. They were older cats.
They was on the car on Diesel.
Right.
I said, Jesus, you heard me. Because you hear people screaming. Mothers get their teeth knocked out.
Oh my God.
You know, like they you hear that door?
Man.
Boom.
Right.
Boom.
Oh my God.
Spread them.
Strip down.
Yeah.
Then you put the clothes on. Then you get
So when you
degraded. Wait, go back at the strip down. Wasn't that so degrading?
That was your first time. Wait, so
No,
but before you went to do the stretch, you've been to jail before.
Yeah, I did frequent visits to the county jail.
For soliciting and walking down the street, they take you to
laughing
jail.
and doing that.
Right.
They tell you
laughing
strip
at the
down.
police.
You don't cry. You get a couple weekends, or you go to the workhouse and have some bologna sandwiches and chips.
Right.
See, those ain't serious bits because you know you're getting out. Like you be sitting down looking at TV, and you see guys in there fighting more serious cases, but she be like, because you selfish, you full of reefer. Well, they call it loud now, but when we used to smoke reefer, and you just thinking about, well, man, okay, I'm gonna go over my baby mama's house when I get out of here. Shit. Well, I got a pistol over here. Let me call her home.
Thinking all of that.
You talking
because you know you getting out.
You thinking negative. But when they see you, when the white folks give you that real charge papers, the real charge papers, the penalty is 30 to 40 with life, and you like, oh yes, they call your name up to the cubby hole.
You straighten up real quick.
What? Here, sir.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and humble you up. When you sit in your bed for 10 days, like, Jesus, God, I didn't even do this. It gets real. It gets real.
It do get
when you
real.
fight for your life.
Yes, Lord.
That's why I know them young. They can talk all that tough shit they want to in the streets and play with them pistols. You couldn't get me to play with none.
Right.
I want to be a law-abiding citizen.
Yes.
I'm tired.
Right.
I played the G game for so long. No one's playing by the rules.
No
one.
No.
You got guys.
Everybody's telling.
They ain't telling. They get checks. They got they got Junior G-Man badges.
Yeah.
Oh,
they got receipts and everything. Yes. They're giving it all up.
They get caught with a hammer and get right out.
Yeah.
That's right.
I said, man, you a felon. Oh, that was my lawyer. Really?
No.
Okay.
Right.
But you know, but I feel like this. I hear a lot of men when I hear a lot of brothers confront guys about snitch. I was like, if you're not gonna go up to them and say anything, you don't even live that life.
Yeah,
so why would I even say anything to somebody when I don't even live that life? You know. So when I see guys like, hey man, he's telling. I be like, man, don't tell me. Go over there and tell him.
Right.
Go
tell him.
Tell
Tell
him.
They not gonna be there.
Him. So have you ever had a beef with somebody having like coming to you like don't train somebody because they told?
I'm gonna tell you this. This is not. I don't hold the criminal code, but for sure, I don't have nothing against anybody. But if you cause major harm to my people and hurt me, I ain't got to go to war with you. But you're just probably not gonna be the guy I want to train with out of respect for the struggle I've been through.
Right.
Because the struggle I've been through. Let me. If I have a confrontation with a man, right, and we're both grown now, but in our days, let me reframe. Let me go back. If I had a problem with somebody back in the day, and we make amends with each other, like respectful, this and move around, that's still I still have a choice to put you in my personal circle. If I want to, and I choose not to.
Right.
I'm not. There's no. That
There's
don't
no
mean I don't want to go shoot it out with you.
Right. No.
Or I'm trying to go there with you. It's just that I still have a morality that I have to stay. I have a compass.
Right.
I can't be around people who hurt my people.
That's
You know what
right.
I'm saying. I'm just saying, and I know a lot of people probably feel the same way about me. I can understand that. That ain't hold no. That's a man thing.
Right.
It's understand. You hurt my people, and even though my people still in the field, I'm not with them. But I still respect them. I still got love for them. That's where I come from. So I gotta remember that. So I just don't. I have a choice of mostly all the people. A lot of street thugs don't be training though. You know what I'm saying? Some people that's just
So, as far as fitness, how long you think a person should work out and time frame it in that one session, and how often for them to see results?
It depends on the individuality of the person, the individual. Some people can jump off into 9 feet water and get to swimming.
Right.
Okay.
Some people can put their feet and wallow in the pond and be like, this ain't enough for me, this ain't for me. It depends on what the person mental is. But for me, the service that I apply, I have my clients train for an hour.
Okay.
And the thing about it is, they might only can last 10 minutes. With stability, mobility training, that's strength functioning. That utilizing your own body weight, air squats, lunges.
Okay.
You gotta understand, if a person haven't been in the gym for a while and they ain't worked out, that type of movement, it takes a lot out of them. But if they stick to it, it'll bring them to levels they ain't never been to.
So like us, right? We're older. We're in our 40s, and
Me too.
we and we
No excuses.
Right, and we haven't trained in a while, right? And so we used to be like consistent on the track, running, lifting weights, all of that. But now, being as though we haven't trained in a while, what would be the regiment that you would give us? Like, we come and we spend an hour with you.
We would have to start again. Let me speak on this: stability, mobility, strength training. Utilize your own proper body function in order for you to grow
And building the core.
It's like leg lifts, squats, lunges.
So you would do like
Light
10
jogs.
minutes, 10 minutes, or
No,
what?
I would go like we'll go here bounce. We would bounce here. Different things I have you doing. I have you get on a bike and pedal for a minute straight, fast as you can.
Okay.
Get off, catch your breath. Because your safety is important. Because there was a time I used to just crush clients like, yeah, I'm gonna let you know, put my name out here. And you're like, man, you killing us. For some people that hurt people's feelings and you can injure somebody. By the grace of God, I've never experienced nothing like that. But as I become older and got 10,000 hours in this in this program, this regiment, this career that I do, I have to respect people's boundaries. Don't get it twisted. I will kick your boy shorts in your ass when it's time to.
Right.
You're going to get that coming.
Right.
But you have to start people out slowly.
Yeah.
Because you want to make them feel good about coming consistently. Consistency is the key.
And so
Right.
have you ever had, because you used to do bodybuilding, right?
No, I did physique bodybuilding. Bodybuilding is a hard sport.
Okay.
To be, listen to this, the guy that you see, the guys and women that does bodybuilding, heavyweight bodybuilding, that's a different type of ball game. You have to have genetics, some smart people around you, and you got to be willing to work hard.
Okay.
Because there's probably 40 major bodybuilders in the world that's known by the world. So it's 7 billion people on the planet. And then 40, so you have to be elite.
Okay.
My little brother, shout out to A-Train, a Train for Anthony. My little brother, he's prepping. Prepping, getting his stuff together for us. He's not on social media right now, but he's a diehard.
And that's a part of his discipline.
And that's his discipline. And that's how disciplined he is. And he helped me do my first show. He's the man who believed in my vision when I didn't see it. You have to grow. He's younger than me. But a master when it comes to nutrition. Showed me about macros. Told me, like, if you're going to be a trainer, you got to learn how to eat. You're going to have nutritional tips.
Right.
And he gave that to me. He always told me I helped him, but he helped me a lot.
Okay.
He put me on stage. He showed me. He taught me that everybody had abs. I used to be just real big.
Right.
And bulky. He's like, I said, man, it's not in my genetics. I don't have abs. He said, you just fat. It's going in.
How did you feel when he did that to you?
It made me rush. It's two people I seen that was put together, and I love seeing them. It was Anthony Williams and Monte Bailey. Them my little bro hams. Them my mans. They was put together. I trained and worked hard, but they understood macronutrients. Short for macros, protein, fats, and carbs.
Okay.
They smart with that nutrition. They knew how to manipulate food, to understand it, how to do it. And that was a part I didn't have, but I had the ethic of working hard.
Okay.
I knew how to train.
So far as the food, what are you supposed to be eating?
Everything. It depends. Listen to this. Macros can be counted up utilizing all type of numbers in all type of foods. You just got to get some smart people around you who can help you, who can understand fats, proteins, and carbs.
Okay.
I'm just blessed to be around a lot of people. I got a few people at Los Campeones that's some smart people that I've learned a lot from. And also I read a lot because I don't have a nutritional degree, but I understand nutritional tips. That's why I tell them my training, I'm not a nutritionist, but I have nutritional tips. I can tell you some tips if you want to take it.
Right.
Because it'd be against the law for me to tell you what to eat, and I'm not certified to do that.
Right. Okay.
But with training, if you're doing it,
It works
I break
for
the
you.
law.
There you go.
I'm a helper.
What would be a daily meal that we would use throughout the week to switch the meals back and forth to lose 3 to 5 pounds in a week? Is that healthy?
No, the thing about it, you want to lose a pound and a half weekly.
Okay.
And think about
that's the healthiest
yeah,
way.
and think about
okay.
And first you have to take data.
Okay.
The data and understand how many calories you're taking in on a daily basis. You have to take the data down for a few weeks. Because any trainer, any nutritioner, any person that's putting nutrition, he or she who's doing nutrition and fitness, they can't just make you a food plan and give it to you. Do
Right.
They have to take your weight.
Okay.
And then they're going to tell you to track your food. So they know how many calories you're taking on. Because in order for you to lose weight, you have to go into a caloric deficit. And you're going to have to know what you're eating.
So does that mean 21 days and 21 days that will make me change my,
You can't think like that. Everybody's different. Some people are carb sensitive. I can go on and on. It's different.
Okay.
Everybody's different. It's just like what you put in. Again, before you can even get on any food regimen to lose weight, you have to track your food for a few weeks so you know how many calories and how many meals you're taking in. Because in order for you to lose weight, you got to go into a caloric deficit. So if you're taking 3,400 calories in a daily, you got to shoot. In order to lose some weight, I'm just using this for example, you have to go to 2,200.
Right.
But before you can do that, you have to
know.
have some people to track your food for you. You have to understand what you eat and how you.
So that's really like a dialogue of
you have to write
your
everything
food.
down. So those
It's information. You got to know.
mocha lattes I'm drinking every morning is about 1,100.
I said I quit.
1,100 calories.
Yeah, because
1,000
I've
calories,
been
right?
doing that.
That's a lot of sugar.
Caramel cooler.
Ooh.
Extra
A lot of
caramel.
sugar, caffeine, and the sugar.
Yeah. And then I
And
sometimes
don't get twisted.
do
You
a
can
hot
have it.
one.
You can still have it, but everything has to be a moderate.
Yeah.
You know.
So you say twice a week, once a week?
I wouldn't say
Look
that.
at the
Not
thing that she
7.
said.
I mean, because we're being
We're
real.
doing it every
7
morning.
Every morning.
Can't
we ain't
help
missing it. That
I'm in that line, baby.
$5.47.
I'm gonna say this.
That's
When you're willing to
a
make
nice
a complete
piece of
change,
Yeah, you're gonna sacrifice something.
you got you if you a Loke Monte, whatever that is,
Mocha chocolate.
Mocha chocolate.
Turtle
Caramel
mocha.
cooler, extra
Turtle
caramel.
mocha. Turtle, yeah. Turtle.
if you
yeah,
like
I
to,
that.
if you
making
want to
a
have
whole
that,
Caribou commercial.
but if you, I ain't saying you can't have that ever again. But if you have a goal of a regimen to lose some weight, to make that best version of yourself, sometimes you're gonna have to discipline your discipline.
Okay.
Put your work in. If you want to look a certain way, you gotta work a certain way. You want to look right, you have to eat right. They go hand in hand. You can't out-train a bad diet. That's really a slogan that I really live by. And I just don't want to tell people how to do it. I want to show people, and I want to motivate people to do it.
Okay, so for the people, right, as we wrap it up, give them something. Give them a gym so they can come and visit you, whether they inbox you or
give them your
whether
handles.
you have to go on the virtual, since we're worldwide, you whether they want you virtual or they want you in person. Tell them what where their mind inside and out, where they need to be at to come train with James.
First you got to make a decision that you want to be a better version of yourself. If you can see it,
says she's listening to.
If you can see it, you can do it.
Oh yeah.
I don't care whatever you choose to do. Cosmetic surgery. There's nothing wrong with that. If you choose to do that, okay.
Maintain it.
But before you can do it, you have to do the BMI, body mass index. You have to train first before you even get these procedures done. So whatever you want to do and you choose to do it, be motivated, self-motivated. Tell yourself that you can do it every morning. Be around some smart people who can help you. But Southside Train with James, I'm located in South Minneapolis, 2721 East Franklin, South Minneapolis. My goal is to bring the best version of you out of yourself. So if you're looking for somebody who's going to push you, get you the results you deserve, when you put your hard work in, I'm the man for you, because I love people. It's more than just training people. It's a relationship.
Yes.
They got to trust you and believe in you. And you will believe in my product if you give me 4 months of your life.
This man is a true testament of change. I'm telling you guys. I mean, beautiful story. He has did a lot in his community. A whole 360. So before we close out, guys, we want you guys to our sponsors. Bossed Up Beauty, www.bossedupbeauty.com for your waist trainers, body shapers, anything you need to wear up under your clothes and make you look nice for the meantime. But hey, and we have Cashmere Lux Hair Salon, www.cashmereluxhairsalon.com for your lovely hair products for hair growth. And don't forget Lena Beans
Organic Plus.
Yes,
hey.
Lena's Plus.com. So you guys look us up and go online.
And make sure you hit up Train with James.
Train with James.
Yes.
IG page Train with James MN. One word. Also James Lewis on Facebook. Profile picture is 3 beautiful children and myself.
Yes.
You can see, so it's because there's a lot of James Lewises, but personal training, we'll love to have you in Minneapolis. If you're looking for a trainer who's certified to come to you, you can fly me out. This is not no joke. I'm not being joking.
Okay.
I'll come to you too. If you can afford the fee, but looking for results, I'm the man for you. Southside Train with James.
Thank you guys. Thank you for tuning in.